What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live. I am Chris Page, and it is a Sunday evening here in the, I would say Sunshine State, but it's pretty fucking cold out there. But it's a Sunday afternoon. It has been a fantastic weekend. I hope all of you guys have had fun doing whatever it is that you do, and you stay out of trouble. Myself, I've had a heavy travel weekend. I was in San Antonio, Texas yesterday, hopped an early flight out and an early flight back this morning. I've already been back and just working my ass off. It's the only thing I know how to do, apparently. All afternoon, I've been dealing with some editing stuff. We had a Beyond the Bell with Blade Brown earlier, and tonight we've got another one on deck. But before we get there, we gotta talk. Millennium Pro Wrestling. And speaking of the Millennium Pro Wrestling Academy, brings us to our guest today. I had the honor and the privilege of being present for his debut, and since then, I had some. We'll talk a little bit about it when we get him on the air here. We had a couple conversations while I was in town, and I had the opportunity to watch back the Student Showcase #2, and I've seen so much growth in such a short period of time. To be able to hit him up and say, "Hey man, do you want to come and sit down and chat?" And he agreed. I was fucking shocked, but here we are. I can't wait to introduce you guys to our guest today. He is the one and only Mr. Isaiah Hendrix. Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live, sir. How are you, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me on. I'm honestly just as shocked that you asked me to come on here as well.
Oh, let me tell you something. Anytime, this is a little fun fact for you. So when I knew that you were coming on the show, every time we watch Millennium every week, obviously now at this point. So when I see you with the camera, I'm like, oh, there's Isaiah. So I give you a pop and a little shout out every time I see you with the, oh, there's Isaiah. Because man, again, I'm telling you, being able to sit down and watch so much wrestling over the last couple of years, from all over the world, and be able to kind of cultivate and develop all these different relationships that we've been able to build with companies and talent. And it's just really insane to see. And when I get the opportunity to, witness a debut, first of all, I think that that's something special. Obviously, me being in the industry decades ago, I just feel like it's a special thing. And being in the house for the Student Showcase one, man, it was a different vibe. And to see the crop of talent that's coming through and coming up through Millennium, man, it's just good. It's just fantastic to see. And we're gonna talk an awful lot about that. But before we do, I gotta start at the top like I do with everybody. It's not when did you decide to lace them up. It's what drew you in as a fan. When did you fall in love with professional wrestling? What was going on in the world of wrestling at that time? What made you sit back and say, I need to see this?
It's kind of a funny story actually. It's my first introduction to wrestling was SmackDown versus Raw 2006 on the PSP. Like, I don't remember what story where. I think we were at a Best Buy. I saw a cover, like just the cover of SmackDown versus Raw 2006. I knew nothing about wrestling, and I was just like, "Mom, can I get this?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And she just bought it for me. And I was just playing it, like, again, like no knowledge of wrestling at all. I think I was like 5, maybe 6 years old, playing it on my PSP. And then my dad caught me playing it, and that's when he just like introduced me and just like to the world of like, WWE and all that. He was like, "You know what this is?" And he just started like teaching me everything. Like, I still remember which wrestler I picked. Like, first playing, I picked Tajiri when I first played it. I was like, I thought he was cool. I loved his the pants and everything.
I mean, dude's Japanese buzzsaw, bro. I mean, it's not a bad pick to start with at all. I mean,
Yeah.
especially if you go back into the lineage of Tajiri pre WWE days, man. Like, there was a point in time where he was one of the hottest acts on the indie scene. Like, truly,
He was one of my definitely one of my favorites. I haven't watched a Tajiri match in so long, but it's definitely something I need to revisit.
I think we're both overdue for some mist. So I feel like I'm gonna have to watch. Excuse me, I'll get it right. A Tajiri match at some point in time myself here, because it's been a hot minute for me as well. I do think it's also kind of cool that your dad walked in on you playing this game, and he's like, "Oh man, let me." My boy's growing up. Let me show you some. Let me show you some.
He
wrestling.
put me on. He taught me about like John Cena, The Undertaker, all of that. And from that, I was like, John Cena is my favorite. Like at like every kid is like, oh, John Cena is my favorite. And then of course, like all the bad guys, but like one bad guy, like little kid me, that just could not help but like I just couldn't hate no matter what, was Randy Orton. I couldn't hate him. Like, he was genuinely the first bad guy. I was just like he's so cool though.
Man, you probably came in on Legend Killer Orton, didn't you?
Yeah, because I didn't start watching, I think, till I didn't know how to watch it at the time. So I was just stuck like playing the game and like looking at like clips on like YouTube or whatnot, whatever I could, until like I found like a channel on TV, I think around when I was like 9, maybe 8 years old, around there. And I think that was just starting around like what was that, 2009 maybe ish? Around like when they started to do the PG era.
Yeah, well, when you bring up the PSP and how young you were there, it just makes me realize how fucking old I am. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that.
Sorry, my bad.
It's perfectly fine, brother. So Tajiri was the first guy you picked, and then obviously Orton's a heel that you just couldn't fucking boo and couldn't do it. So let me Goth says young pups over on Twitch. Yeah, God, just forgive Goth. He's one of my co-hosts from the Netherlands. He's 232 years old.
Oh my,
that's the joke anyway. You've got
vampire.
You've got some shout outs over in chat as well. Goth did it, says welcome to the show, welcome to CCP podcasting. So we've got some folks that are going to be lining in as we go. I would imagine the Divines are going to pop in at some point. But let's talk a little bit about when that fandom grows, right? So, at what point, in your life, do you really start thinking about maybe, just maybe, scratching that itch to get into the ring yourself? Not let's not get into the training aspect yet, but just kind of what led you to thinking about getting into this?
uh Man, I mean, I've always thought about getting like trying to like get into the ring ever since I was like, I think back in like middle school, like sixth, seventh grade. But I never really like took that thought seriously. I was just like, oh, it'd be nice. And then I graduated high school. COVID hit. I graduated in COVID, so I was like doing nothing but like online classes, and I dreaded it. I hated doing online classes, and so much that when I went to college, I it was nothing but online classes, and all my motivation was just gone. So I dropped out, and was just figuring out like I don't really know what to do anymore. Like nothing motivates me, and I was like, I mean, I still like wrestling. I was like, I really like it a lot. So then I wanted to like try it out, and I was like looking up places. Uh, of course, there was Santino's, there was Knox Pro, all of that, but I still didn't know which place I wanted to go. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much really it. It's just like having like no motivation and just thinking about like which like in my mind like what am I most like passionate about? It's like wrestling. So I started to like pursue that.
Yeah, well, we have that in very much in common because when I was in the industry, I make no this is not I don't joke around about this by any means. I fell into the dark side of professional wrestling, and it's kind of why I got out. And I never thought that I'd have anything else to do with it again, and nor did I really want to. And then we started watching it, and the evolution of our channel took us into the independent scene, and even then I was kind of leery about it, right? But it is truly my passion. This is what I want to do. I enjoy having this platform so that I can showcase the future, because that's what our channel's about. It's about these hidden gems that are everywhere, and it has taken us so many places, and I'm so grateful that I did decide that passion didn't completely die, because I don't know what would have happened then. And I say that to say, as you're going through like trying to narrow this place down, or narrow this down into like a school to go to, like, well, how do you end up landing on Millennium Pro?
Uh, so fun fact, I was at a different school before MPW. I was it was ran by JTG at the time. So there was a couple of other students there. I would always go there like every Monday and Tuesdays, like right after work. It was pretty cool. It was always like a small group where literally like everybody of all levels, including like people that were already like traveling around like state to state like wrestling.
Sure.
We've had some people like wrestle like on the East Coast from over there. Like it was pretty cool, but it also felt weird because I was like, oh my god, and let's just like have all these like people that are kind of like established, and I'm just here like like I don't know what to do.
Like a
But
fish out of water is kind of how you're feeling, right?
yeah.
Like,
But it was cool, it was fun. That's where I learned like match structure and how to run the ropes, bump, and every like all the basics there
yeah,
before I went to MPW. uh it was unfortunately it started to die down. Not a lot of people like stopped showing up. But that's when this guy, his name is Can't Stop Jamal, shout out. He introduced me to MPW at the time because we both knew like like JTG's place was like it's not gonna last. It's like go somewhere else, go to MPW. It's like you'll do great there. They have a really good structure and everything like that. And so I was like, okay, sure. It's like I texted the MWA account, be like, how much is everything? What's the price? It's like, what's the schedule? And then I showed up, and then the rest is history.
Real quick over in chat, Dane Devine is in the house. So is Wendy. She says, I'm so happy and so proud of Isaiah Hendrix. His student showcase match was amazing. Which one, Wendy? Because there have been two. Was I there or was I not? Because both of them were pretty solid. And UK Paul's streak goes up to 68. And it's just a lot, man. There's a lot. So I love the fact that you had a friend that turned you on, said, hey, you need to go here. And what I'm finding as I dive deeper into Millennium and everything that goes on there is really kind of how much the guys care. Like, I mean, I think the world of what's going on out there. And I have really, really developed such a great relationship with you guys. And to know, that they've now got a hand in your development, right? And how you're, more structured and structuring everything down and just the whole picture in general. So when you do walk in the door of Millennium, now granted, you did have a little bit of training with JTG, et cetera, prior to, but what were some of the contrasts? Because again, this is what I preach education, right? I think it's fantastic when people go to multiple places to learn different aspects of the game because everybody teaches differently. So what was one of the contrasts that when you walked in the door, like maybe I don't want to say bad habit because that just sounds like a dirty word, but anything that you had to like maybe retrain yourself on to get it under the Millennium way?
Oh, I wouldn't really know how to really answer that because when I walked in, it was basically just showing them that I knew how to like run the ropes and knew how to bump and everything like that. But I can tell you that whenever I haven't had like a practice match in MPW till like maybe like half a year in or a year in, whereas like JTG's place it was like maybe like a month and 2 months in start having like practice matches which were all really bad. That's the point of practice matches. And again they still started off pretty bad in MPW, of course, which is to be expected. But they started to like get better and better with like the knowledge shared by both Danny and Brendan, of course with other people like Ray and Busio.
It's a whole
and same with
I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh no, it was like same. It's also same with Russ as well. Just anybody I can like get like knowledge from.
Well, that's the name of the game, and there's a wealth of it at MPW. Good knowledge at that. Like, it's just a good place to be. So when you start, training there and in general with training, what were some of the strengths that you came across? Whether it's at Millennium, whether it's with JTG, what was something that you took to or things that you took to rather quickly?
Things were like easy. Well, obviously like the basics and whatnot. I knew when I went there, like I don't know how everything was because I think I was on a Monday before they started doing like structuring like beginners, advanced, and then all of that. I just tried showing up like whenever I could. It was also like a lot easier to get there compared to like JGG's place.
Are you local in Chatsworth?
I'm like 30 minutes away from it.
Okay.
It's like an hour with traffic.
Yeah, fuck LA traffic, bro. I'm not a fan of that.
It's a nightmare.
Fucking hour and 30 minutes to drive goddamn 10 miles. I was pissed. But
oh yeah, that's every day here.
Well, and I was in the passenger seat, so I can only imagine how my husband felt. He was the one having to deal with it. I was just like, God damn, can we get to the fucking hotel, please? Can we get there? Like, I could not. It was not my idea of fun. So obviously, you're training, you're honing in, you're working. Pieces that come along with this is, character and what you're going to present and how you're going to present it when you walk through that curtain for the first time. And, I didn't know what to expect, obviously, in September, but they start working towards the student show, and you guys know that's coming. What was your initial reaction when they told you guys, "Hey, man, we're gonna do a student show, and you guys are gonna be the focal points of it"? Because Showcase 1, every student won. like
Yeah.
no vet won a match on Showcase 1. I thought that was great too, by the way. I thought it was awesome. But when they tell you that this is coming and you're gonna get the opportunity to really practice your craft, what does that look like for you? What did you in your mind and in your head, like what was going on?
I was both like really nervous and really excited. And I knew that was like, okay, so like now I have to like really like try and like, like just really try. And I didn't know at the time like what match they would put me in until like maybe like 1 or 2 months later,
Hmm.
I think. So I was always like just like trying to like get like they would put us in practice matches a lot, which I was really thankful for because I was really like infamously known to like always forget spots. I still forget spots. I always forget like one spot at least. There's always a spot I'll always forget compared to like every single one of those. But
Oh, it's okay. I was never a spot guy. I can't do spots. I felt the crowd, man, and that was how I managed to find certain levels of success, is because I just played off of them. And if they weren't buying what I was selling, buddy, I changed directions and I sold them something else that they would buy. And it just I was really good at ad libbing and just playing off the cuff, and just reading the room. But it comes with time. Hell, even last night, I got physical for the first time in professional wrestling for the first time in 2 decades. So I didn't know how to take that, and I was like, oh, that's what this feels like. It's been so long. It was great though. It's fun times. That's what wrestling is. It keeps you moving and it keeps you motivated to do things that maybe you wouldn't do with your character and your presentation. Walk me through putting together who we see as Isaiah Hendrix on Millennium Pro Television, and how did you land on what you're selling and what you're presenting?
so honestly, it was just like on the after the first student showcase, I got a little advice from Daniel Moon after my match, saying like character like advice, because when I of course like on the first match, like I don't know who I am, and I'm gonna be honest, like I still kind of don't know who I am. Like I'm just trying to like do what I would fit, what's kind of like comfortable, what I would do basically.
Hmm.
But he basically said like he knows he like more of like a swagger, basically like that. And I was just like I kind of get it, because like in my mind that's like, how do I say this? Like I don't know how to like apply that, but I'm just gonna try my best. So I bought my entrance, my jacket that I wear. It was I'm scared to reveal the price,
You
because
don't.
it
No.
was it was pretty expensive. But that jacket, and I was just like, it's like, okay, just come out on the second one. It was just came out with that. I don't really know how to explain it, because like
Well, you're still
in a
trying to
way
find it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you just said it. You still don't necessarily know. But see, to me, I think that's the beautiful thing about a piece of what makes wrestling so beautiful is you can experiment, you can play around, you can figure out. Maybe this sounds cool in your head, but again, that audience is going to tell you one way or the other, right? So you have that liberty, that creative freedom, if you will, so that you can fine tune who you are. It took me 2 years. I went by a shitty fucking moniker that I thought was cool as shit for the first year and a half of my career, but then I found out that it was not. And I looked at my boys that I was riding with, and I was like, why didn't anybody fucking tell me that? Like, if it was terrible, then I need to fix it. You can't just tell me it's good and it's not. But when I found Chronic Chris Page, that is just me. It's there's no smoke and mirrors or no real gimmick. It's how I feel. It's just who I am, and I portrayed that. And I just I'm not gonna say I amped it up to 100 or anything like that because that just sounds generic. But I just utilized my skill set of being able to read the room and figure out like what button can I push to get a reaction, because ultimately I was a heel, right? So my job was to have people pay to see me get my ass kicked, and I was okay with that. I did it well, and then it was just fun at the time. But I had to find who I was before I could branch out and really, really experiment, because that's when the fun really starts. It's when you think that you've got it, and then it's like, no, wait, I can do this a little differently, and maybe my mannerism changes here, and shit that you can just play with, right? Like you're your own Dr. Frankenstein, if you will, as you're creating this thing and putting it together. And I just think that that's just an interesting facet along the way. And I necessarily, when I booked my flight, when I came out in September, I didn't know that there was going to be a student showcase show. That came out after the fact. So that was just like, to me, kind of like a little cherry on top, because as I'm coming out there from my perspective, I've seen the main roster of Millennium. I haven't seen a whole lot of the trainees at that point in time. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going. And certainly had a really good time. And when I got to meet you for the first time there, like we had a few minutes, and I was like, you all right? You good? And she's like, I'm nervous. And I was like, just wait until you walk out through that curtain, buddy. It'll go away. It'll go away. Do you remember what I asked you after the match? You may not.
I don't actually. No, I don't.
I'm going to remind you. I walked up to you and I said, that was really, really good match. When did the nerves go away? And your answer to me was, as soon as I got in the ring, right before the bell rang, which is exactly what I told you would happen, which would be just wait until you get in the ring. Some of those nerves are going to go away and just follow the lead. And you did a really good job, man. Like I couldn't tell that you were nervous. And if you wouldn't have had that conversation with me before the show, I wouldn't have known then. So you hit it and masked it really well. And you had a really good.
Thank you.
I'm going to regret saying this. You had a really good dance partner for the first student showcase show. And any time that I get to watch Chuck Mercer get his ass kicked is a good time for me. So you get into this thing with Chuck. You guys are going to have your first match. And, obviously I know that the nerves were there. But as this thing's laying out, it's playing out in real time, walk me through how you're, kind of feeling when you're in the ring and this thing's going out, going on in front of us. And at what point in time did you realize that, you know what, I got them? And by them, I mean the crowd, because they were totally 100% behind you.
Oh man. I mean, before I like went out through the curtain, I was just like, dude, it was just repetitive, like deep breaths, like inhale, exhale, just like trying to like calm myself. But it was just like, it's futile. I couldn't do it until I got through the curtain. And like, but literally like as you said, as soon as like, I got in the ring, it was like, it kind of like went away. But I think like with Chuck being there, it was, I could say it was definitely a lot easier to get the crowd behind me, because like you said, like Chuck is just like nobody likes Chuck.
Yeah, fuck Chuck Mercer. He's on that Matthew Ennis list to me, brother. He's on that list. I don't like either one of them. They can fuck off. But in all seriousness, I don't hate Chuck. I think he's a okay guy.
No, he's a sweetheart.
I'll never say it publicly again, but he's a good dude, man. He's a good brother. But I mean, to be there for that, man, I think it's something special. I think anytime that I get an opportunity to witness somebody's debut, and I mean, you didn't know me and still barely know me now, but to be able to have that moment with you before your match and just, man, you're gonna kill this. You're gonna do fine. You're gonna be great. And you went out and you had a pretty good fucking match. And I'd asked Divine after that Showcase 1 match, like, hey, and this may have been a couple weeks later. Like, are you guys gonna do another one of those? Like, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the overall. Like, you were there, Zeus was there. I thought Zeus was over with that crowd. Oh God, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. He's gonna fucking kill me. Moretti.
Marote.
What Morote? Okay, so I was just gonna mispronounce his name. Morote was on the show. I mean, it was just, I'm getting a peek at what's to come, right? So for me, it's like a kid in a candy store. Here's the next crop that we're going to be seeing on MPW television. Here are some of the guys that are going to lead MPW into the next 20 years, right? Like, that's the kind of stuff that I like and I get into. And when I see someone who's young and passionate and really wants to fucking do this, like, it makes me want to support them. It makes me want to say, hey, man, why don't you come on our show? Hey, man, let me introduce you to our audience. Hey, let's see what we can do to help out and push the narrative and put your name out there, because you're passionate about it and it resonates. And I think that the difference between show 1 and show 2, from my perspective, confidence. You gained so much confidence from September to last month. I think it was last month. That it was unreal for me just to sit back.
It was last month.
Just to watch it and watch you walk out. Brother was strutting ass, let's be fair, and doing his thing. And, you had Miggy, you and Miggy fucking tore it down. I think you guys had one of the best matches on the show. Like, it was that good. And seeing your evolution from point A to point B makes me want to see the 3rd student showcase show, because you're only going to get better with the more reps that you put in. And ultimately, like, from show 1 to show 2, what was some of the feedback that you got from the first student showcase? We'll start there, and then I'll kind of transition it into the second student showcase show. What were some of the things that they were like, hey, man, you did this really well, but hey, we probably need to work a little bit on this too? What were some of those moments?
I remember once again Daniel Moon giving me advice after
Captain,
my
match.
Captain. that was before, like, he stepped back into the ring full time too. Mm-hmm. But he noticed that, like, I think it was either before, it was after the comeback. It was after the comeback. He'd ask if I was blown or not, all of that. And I was like, I still had some left in the tank. I wasn't, like, completely, like, dead or blown. And he was just like, okay. It's like, there's, like, all that fire that you had was just gone. Like, you were just completely, like, like, blank, like, poker faced and just dead. But, like, and after that, I was like, ooh, that's not good. But I remembered on why I was, like, acting like that was because I forgot a spot. And I was asking Chuck, and I was like, oh, what's next? What's next?
I had,
so my main my issue is just, like, I guess just the staying in it, like, staying in it without, like, being like a deer in headlights, basically.
On the flip side of that, what were some of the positive things that was brought up?
Man, it was just, I don't think there was, like, any positive. I mean, there were positives, like, everyone was saying, like, great job, all of that. But I think that was pretty much it. It's just everyone just, like, good job, like, you got there, you did really good. The crowd was behind it and everything.
And they were. I was there. I was listening to them for the Chuck match. Now for that one, like, so my husband was like, "Are we gonna sit you?" Because we sat in the back for that show. And he was like, "Well, you want to sit on front? Like, why are we sitting back here?" And I was like, "Well," I said, "I'm gonna explain something to you. This is a student showcase show, which means that there's going to be some family peers present. There's going to be, there's a lot of students that are going to be debuting here. And why would we occupy 2 of those seats when we can sit right back here and let the family and let the friends get up there as close as they can and have a good time?" We can sit
Right.
right back here, and I have just as good a time sitting and just watching, because that's what I was doing. I was watching. I wanted to see what the future holds. I wanted to see what's going on, and I was not disappointed. I left very, very satisfied, and not just with you, but with everybody who debuted on that night. So from show one to show two, you know, you obviously you're honing in on some things. You're elevating your game. You're gaining a little bit more confidence with some of the things that you're doing. I noticed that just in the match itself, but being able to work Miggy, and to be 100% fair, dude, that room was fucking packed. You
Oh yeah.
guys should be so proud of yourselves, because just on an attendance standpoint from show one to show two, and we know that you never know what kind of crowd you're going to draw. You don't ever know. But to see standing fucking room only, and you and Miggy Rose are out there for at least 12 to 15. And, I don't know if you missed a spot or lost a spot in that match. I thought that it was a really well put together match. So for you to get in there with Miggy, number one, how did that make you feel? Number two, brother, you tapped him out. Let's talk about it.
All right. So I mean, when I heard I was wrestling Miggy, I was just like, just like really? It's like, oh my god. But it was so funny because he was trying to keep it, he wanted to keep it as a surprise, but they had already told me, and he was mad. He was mad as hell. But it was also so strange because like when everyone like preparing like for their match and whatnot, I would kind of just like sit there because I was just like, I'm like man, like I'm the only one that has to like call it the day of, you know. So I was just sitting there. I was like, man, I'm like thinking about like stuff that I would like to do with him, like if possible. Like some happened, some didn't. Uh, it was also like really scary because like on the day of, like, you know, when everyone was like prepping like for the show, Miggy actually like had a flat tire on the way over, and I got so scared because I was like, oh no, it was like he might not show up. And I was like, dude, like this is like that's not good. But like fortunately, he still made it. It was very scary because he showed up like last minute, but I was still grateful for him to like, even though like he went through like all that struggle, he still made it and still had that match with me, and he was very helpful. He was very easy to work with.
Well, again,
And of course, there was one spot I did forget. Once again,
One Spot Hendrix is now the new nickname, guys. That's it.
It's always one spot.
If you know, you know. So here's something that again, hearing that story, that I actually think this is really impressive, because you didn't get the opportunity to kind of go through things like you would normally, right? Like it's not there. So this is one of those old school moments for me. Like you're calling it on the fly, calling it in the ring. You may get an opportunity to talk about a couple of quick things, but at the end of the day, it's you're out there and you're kind of flying blind. That reminds me of my day. That's how I had my matches. Is I'd get somebody say, "Oh, I want to do this, 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 and this," and I'd be like, "No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to them, because they're the ones who paid to see us. So it's not about getting in your flashy shit. It's always about making sure that they leave happy, and they leave knowing that whatever that ticket amount was, that it's not in vain. So if your shit works with them and what they're telling me, no problem. If it does not, listen, that's why I'm the heel. Like that's why I'm leading this dance, brother. Like just follow the lead, and we'll go there. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, no, we'll just listen to them. But the crowd has been behind you within these first two matches, for sure. And I do have a very, very serious question for you. So you may have to think about this answer, because this one's damn near going to be clipped. I can tell you that off rip. You ready?
I
Get
guess
ready.
so.
Get ready. Baptism by fire, brother. How does it feel to be the only that I'm aware of, the only Millennium student to tap out 2 former MPW World Heavyweight Champions?
Oh my god. I mean, all I can say is they weren't at their full strength. They're nerfed on Saturdays, so it was easy for me.
Don't undercut yourself there, brother. Damn.
That's all I can say. Is like
what he meant to say was, that's what you get when you mess with the younger generation. You can fuck around and find out, and you found out. There's the real answer to that one. No, brother, like I think that it's so cool to see that, you know, with Chuck and with Miggy in both of these instances where they were just so giving and really was like, you were the goal, right? Like the same thing can be said for all the students with all the matches, to be fair. With every vet that was in the ring from Showcase 1 to Showcase 2, it was all about you guys. This was all about putting something together for you guys to go out there and show what you have learned. And you've had some really good teachers along the way, and they've made you all look like fucking rock stars. But on the backside of that, you guys have held your weight. And what I mean by that is, you know, it's easy to follow the lead and to have a vet carry you, but if you don't uphold your end to that, it's not going to come out well. And you guys have upheld your end to that on the student side of the equation, even though you do miss one spot a match. But I mean, that's eventually you'll curb that, and then you'll be like, wait, I got it, I didn't. Then I can't call you one spot anymore. So just do me the solid and let me run with that for a year before you figure that out. Okay. So I want to pivot now, because you did have your debut on Friday night, and you know, again, I consider Danny Devine one of my good brothers. I would consider my inner circle of wrestling trust, if you will. Like I do throw a lot of ideas at him with stuff that I'm working on. Also, like I stay in tune, right, with what's going on with Millennium. And when he told me, I think I'm peeling the curtain back. I may have known about your debut on MPW Friday night, probably 2 or 3 weeks in advance. Maybe 2 weeks is a stretch. It may have been like a week and a half max, but it's close enough. But when he told me, and I haven't seen the match yet, I will be watching that show one day this week coming up. But I haven't had an opportunity to see it yet, so I don't know how it played. But I do want to talk about it, and I want to talk about, you know, you guys, you and Zeus, because again, I think Zeus is another one that's he has a Kevin Owens feel in every sense of the word, like just like a brute badass. You guys are going to put a match together and want to go out there and showcase it and show it off, and I'm told that you guys have pitched this for, I don't know, maybe another student showcase show, and you guys got surprised by, yeah, we'll do this on a Friday night. We'll do this at Double Dash, which is, you know, obviously those of you just watching and you're not familiar, it's Millennium's big event in February. It's a 2-week event. It's a tag team tournament, but it's shaped and it's set up, and you guys now have an opportunity on one of the bigger stages, of the big stages of the month, if you will, for Millennium Pro to get out there. So walk me through the concept that you guys wanted to put together, and then obviously when they tell you, hey, that's great, but no, we're going to do this on a Friday night.
So, I mean, yeah, like when we proposed that we wanted to face each other in a singles on a student showcase, we would always like pitch ideas and spot ideas with each other. We'd be like, it'd be cool if we do this. It'd be cool if we did that. And sometimes we would just practice like the spot during like open ring just for the fun of it, to see if it was actually possible. And whenever we would do it, we would get like so hyped and like start like dapping each other up and everything like that. But when we heard we were gonna do it on a Friday instead of like, you know, another student showcase, I was just like, you know, it's just like I don't even know what to say, you know. It's like, it's shocking, but now it's just like it's here, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he felt the same way. It's just like, dude, it's like now like we gotta do like as much like the best we can. And I appreciate like everyone like helping out. Of course, like Busio is a major like he was a major asset to like helping us out as well on like what to do and what not to do.
I love Busio. Busio's such a genuinely good dude. I
He's also so good.
So with Busio, I always when his name's mentioned, especially with you guys, I always throw this little quick story out there. So I came into Millennium Pro kind of on Busio's rise at the beginning of last year, and obviously started following along and started developing our relationship with the company and the talents, et cetera, et cetera. It was a really big deal for me to be there for the anniversary spectacular and seeing him win the championship. But back at Student Showcase 1, and this is where I say, like, to me, it's the small things. Small things really go a long way with me, and it shows me character and it shows me who you are. Busio, I talked to him obviously before the show, and he's like, "Ah, man, I'm gonna have to get out of here. After my match, I got a wedding I gotta go to. But if I don't get to tell you bye, I'm just gonna tell you now." And we had our pleasantries and hugged it out, and was not expecting to see him again. And he was in the opening match, obviously, of Showcase 1. But before brother left, man, he came out and just made sure one more time. He's like, "Man, I'm coming to tell you again. Appreciate you coming out, et cetera, just to come and tell me bye one more time." And to me, like, I think it was a cool as shit move because you didn't have to do that. It's all about the little things, and him just coming out and saying, "Hey, man, again, appreciate you coming out. I just wanted to come and tell you bye before I got out." Like, I just thought that was so cool and so genuine, and it was an authentic moment. And in a world that nowadays especially can be so crazy and so chaotic and so fucking insane, to see glimmers of good, it just really goes a long way with me, and it resonates with me. And Busio's just one of those dudes, man. He's just one of those good dudes.
No, yeah, he's amazing, and he's also like so helpful as well, especially during. I was gonna say Mondays, but he moved to Wednesdays now. But
Damn
I
you,
always
Busio.
forget.
I take every good thing I said about you back. How dare you move to Wednesday nights? He did it so he could watch Raw. That we all know. Come on now. And real shit, man. I think the Boosie, I think the world of him. I think the world of really and truly everybody out there right now. Like, you guys have welcomed us and our platform on different levels, and obviously we're doing a lot of different things. And part of what we're doing is live events, right? Like, was the next evolution of our channel. And I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I had other intentions and other motives other than just having a conversation with you to bring you on the show today. So can I get honest with you, if you don't mind?
Of course. Yeah.
So, we've chatted here for almost an hour, and I've told you, like, I seeing your growth over show 1 to show 2 from the showcases, being able to meet you face to face in September and have a couple of words with you. You never know, right? That's the thing about professional wrestling. You just don't know what's going to happen next. And with our platform and where we're headed and things that we're doing and stuff that's not even announced yet, that will be announced shortly, man, we're building the right kind of momentum. So I had a conversation with Danny Devine and with Millennium Pro about Chapter 3. Obviously, Danny and J2 are really hooked in with what I've got going on. Like, I'm kind of picking their brains to see, like, what can we present that's going to be the best show possible with the talent that we've got that between Millennium and Primal, right? That's coming in and doing the show. One thing that I mentioned to him was you. And I told him that, I mean, if there was anybody that's ready, right, that could maybe come in and do something, and that's on the student side of the equation. And yes, I do know that you officially debuted 48 hours ago. This conversation was had 3 weeks ago. So I beat your debut on this conversation. So that's how long I've known about it. Ultimately, I you know, man, my platform is providing opportunities, and it's to do different things and try and work with different talents and different companies and collaborate with them and do a lot of different things. So I'm going to get to the point. My conversation that I had with Divine rested around you specifically with Millennium Pro as one of the students there. And I see how hard that you've been working. Danny and the crew at Millennium Pro see how hard you're working. My audience, more importantly, sees how hard you're working between show 1 and show 2. So what I want to do is I'm going to ask you a question on the 28th. You know that we're coming out there. You know that we're doing chapter 3. We're doing Good Vibrations. What you do not know is that I am having a battle royal on that show. I have not announced it. I'm announcing it now. And as a part of that battle royal, I feel that with me being present for your debut, and again, I hold those very special. That's no bullshit. That's no smoke and mirrors. That's as real gets. I take debuts very seriously, and I take the future, the next generation very seriously. With our battle royal, I want to be the guy that offers you your first paid gig in professional wrestling. And I want you, if you're open to it, if you want to jump in the ring on the 28th and represent the Academy of Millennium Pro Wrestling, or at this point, you'd be representing Millennium Pro Wrestling in the Battle Royal because you just debuted. Are you interested? Do you want to come out and hang out with us and maybe have a good time?
Oh shit, dude! Hell yeah! Oh my, that's insane. That's insane to me.
Well, it should not come as a that much of a shocker or surprise, man, because like I think that you guys are doing some good stuff, and it's just an easy way to say thank you and to keep working and keep moving and keep going forward. You know, our platform is seen by an awful lot of people, and hopefully, you know, clips or full matches, et cetera, that I cut of this event gets the right attention. And if it puts the attention on you guys, that's kind of where it belongs. So to see that you'll be in the house for the 28th, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do in this battle royal. There's going to be some hitters in it. You may or may not have tapped out one on Showcase 2. To be determined. You know, like there's a lot going on with this battle royal, man, and I want you to have a good time. I don't want you to be nervous. I do want you to forget one spot. So when I hold my sign up, it says one spot Hendrix. It'll make sense. So you know, I really am looking forward to having you on the show, and I want to be able to showcase you, man. And I think the easiest way for me to do that is to put you on the show. And in the same vein, like I want to talk to the Divine and Primal about a couple other students that if they think they're ready and want to have that opportunity for them, like let's make it happen, because that's why we exist. That's why my platform exists. It's to utilize the audience that we've grown and that we've drawn in to put the light on the hidden gems of professional wrestling. You're just getting started. You've already come such a long way, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how much further you go here in the near future.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my, it's just insane. It's like, you know, it's like three matches already like under the belt, and I'm already like, you know.
Well, I mean, it sounds like, according to Mr. Divine, that there's a fourth match that's on the radar that I don't know if you know about it or not yet, but I just found out about it in chat. That we can officially announce that this Friday night at Double Dash Night 2, Isaiah, you're going to be going one-on-one with Draven Silvera.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
So now I need you to do me a solid. You got to tap out Draven. Now we can extend that to, hey, man, how does it feel to tap out 2 former MPW champions? Oh, and by the way, how does it feel to tap out, again, separate instances, but former tag champions as well?
I think, I don't know if I'm wrong on this or not, but I think the the similarities I have with Draven is that I think he's also like homegrown with the Millennium Wrestling Academy as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the only thing we have in common. And I think it'll be it'll be a little easier to handle him compared to Chuck and Miggy.
I mean, come on. I think Chuck's the easiest one to handle of them all. I mean, I think you're giving him a little too much credit, but that's just my opinion. It's take that and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee. So you got, I mean, again, you got these things, you got some stuff that's happening for you, brother. And ultimately, you know, you're the only one who can dictate your success, right? And all you have to do is keep working and keep working. You know, you do have presence. You have a lot of positive working for you. And the more you hone in on it and the more that you really dive into and get granular with it, you're gonna be great, man. You're gonna do great things within the industry as a whole. How old are you, by the way? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 23 right now.
Okay, so here's a fun fact that I love to talk to you about when I talk to the younger generation like this. 'Cause I got 20 years on you. And while you know you are really just getting started with your journey, how far you've come in just a handful of months. We're talking September to January. And again, this is not seeing what transpired at Double Dash One just yet, nor what's going to happen with Draven on Friday night. But the more reps that you get, the better you're going to be. And you're so fucking young. The prime of your career is, I mean, with where we're at today, how people are taking better care of themselves, you're not even going to scratch it for another 12 years. So what's scary with the younger generation is so many of you are so good now. Think about how good you're going to be when you hit your prime. You know what I mean? Like that is a dangerously scary thought, but in such a positive way.
I don't even know when like that prime would be.
I'm telling you,
I haven't even thought that far.
You got about 12 or 13 years before you hit that. And by the way, Draven's over on YouTube. He says, "See you Friday, Hendrix." So, you know, you never know who's going to pop in. You've got one half of the tag champs, but you've got this opportunity in front of you, man. And ultimately, man, I can't ever predict the future, nor will I try. But what I do know is my gut and what my gut tells me. And my gut tells me that you're definitely going to do some pretty major things moving forward. And for us to be along for the ride and to be able to cover you through Millennium and moving forward, it's just a beautiful thing. It's going to be a fun ride. And I know, like I said, that you're just getting started with your journey. But this is where the fun really fucking begins. And I hope that you continue to move forward with the same enthusiasm and passion that you have, because that is a big facet and it will carry you so far as long as you stay positive and just ignore the bullshit that comes along with professional wrestling. Tune the white noise out, stay to the course, and focus on the game plan and execute it, and you will be successful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really.
Well, listen, bud, what would you like to say to the people before we get ready to close things out?
Oh man. I mean, just tune in to the MPW every Friday, and shout out to my boy Zeus, who I just debuted with, because he's honestly like he's just as good, if not like maybe just a little better than I am, to be honest. And also Marote, you know, he's been a huge a huge help, and just being there like all the time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's looking rather good for Millennium. It's looking good with what you guys have going on. And Zeus is next on my radar from the student side of the equation that I'm gonna hit up and talk to at some point in time here in the next couple of months for sure. But guys, if you've been watching this entire time and you have not done so, the easiest way that you can show your support is by like, sharing, and subscribing where you can. Mr. Hendrix's case, it's Isaiah Hendrix. The Hendrix is no vowels, by the way, guys. It's on the screen. It's Isaiah HNDRXX over on Instagram. Go over, hit the follow button. Check out what he's got going on. Follow his journey. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of positive happening here. And this is a guy that you definitely need to go ahead and get your eyes on now and watch his development and watch how far he comes, because this is, I'm telling you, all bets are off. From my man, Mr. Isaiah Hendrix, I am Chris Page, and we will see you next time.